You've worked hard all year, built up your freelance business, and then January hits. You open your self-assessment portal, and there it is, a massive, unexpected tax bill that wipes out the savings you thought were yours. But it doesn't have to be a surprise. By the end of this 6-minute tutorial, you are going to build a custom automated Excel calculator for the 2026 to 2027 tax year. Take a look at the system we are about to build. If your estimated profit jumps from £40,000 to £45,000, you only need to change a single cell. The spreadsheet instantly recalculates your exact tax burden and your real take-home pay. This tool removes the anxiety of tax season. You are replacing financial guesswork with a predictable, dynamic mathematical engine. Let's start building. Open a blank spreadsheet and set up 4-column headers across the top: category, amount, formula, and explanation. To make the math concrete, we need a baseline. In row 2, type annual freelance profit under your category column and enter £40,000 in the amount column. Before we calculate any tax, we have to account for your personal tax-free allowance. For the 2026 to 2027 tax year, the government allows you to earn the first £12,570 entirely tax-free. So we need to isolate the money that actually gets taxed. In cell B4, type equals B2 minus B3. This subtracts your tax-free allowance from your total profit, leaving you with a true taxable income of £27,430. This establishes a critical rule for your spreadsheet. Every income tax calculation we do from here on out must pull from this specific taxable income number, never your gross profit. Now we apply the standard income tax layer. If you live in England, Northern Ireland, or Wales, this £27,000 taxable chunk falls squarely into the basic rate band. Looking at the official Finance Act 2026 text, Section 3 confirms that the default basic rate for this tax year is set at exactly 20%. Let's apply that 20% to your taxable income. Select cell B7 and type equals B4 multiplied by 0.20. Hit Enter, and the spreadsheet calculates an income tax liability of £5,486. Notice that we typed B4 instead of typing out the number 27,430. If you type the static number, a mistake called hard coding, your spreadsheet will fail to update when your income changes later. While £5,486 looks like your final bill, standard income tax is just the first layer of a sole trader's financial obligations to HMRC. This brings us to the specific hidden tax trap that blindsides so many new freelancers: self-employed national insurance. As a sole trader, you are liable for Class 4 national insurance. For 2026 to 2027, HMRC levies a 6% charge strictly on any profits that exceed your £12,570 allowance. To calculate this, go to cell B10 and carefully type equals, open parentheses, B2 minus 12,570, close parentheses, multiplied by 0.06. Those parentheses are absolutely essential. Without them, your spreadsheet will follow the standard order of operations, multiplying the allowance by 6% first, and then subtracting that tiny amount from your gross profit, which will completely ruin your calculation. Next up is Class 2 national insurance. This is a mandatory flat weekly charge for sole traders to maintain state pension entitlements, set at exactly £3.45 per week. In cell B11, type equals 3.45 multiplied by 52 weeks to generate your annual Class 2 total. Failing to anticipate these two distinct national insurance charges on top of standard income tax is exactly why so many freelancers find themselves short on cash when their payment is due. We have calculated our 3 separate deductions. Now it is time to tally them up and determine the final damage. In cell B14, type equals sum, open parenthesis, B7, comma, B10, colon, B11, close parenthesis. This groups your income tax and both national insurance charges into one total tax burden. To find out what actually goes in your pocket, go to cell B15 and subtract that total tax burden from your initial gross profit by typing equals B2 minus B14. The screen now displays your real annual take-home pay, £32,688.80. Finally, let's make that number actionable for your daily life. In cell B16, divide that annual take-home figure by 12 to establish your safe monthly spending limit. This reveals the reality of self-employment. A £40,000 gross income looks great on paper, but your lifestyle and business expenses must be budgeted from that smaller £32,000 net reality. You have successfully taken hundreds of pages of complex UK tax code and condensed them into a clean, functional math sequence. Now, let's make sure the automation engine actually works. Watch the screen. Go back up to your starting assumption in cell B2 and change your gross profit from $40,000 to $35,000. Instantly, every single tax layer and your final take-home pay recalculates on its own. The spreadsheet is doing all the heavy lifting, meaning you never have to manually calculate a tax rate again. Save this file. As your freelance income fluctuates throughout the year, make a habit of updating that top cell. It will ensure you maintain total clarity and control over what belongs to the government.